Good morning, student. Yesterday, in the last class, we had scalars and vectors. Part 1 and part 2 covers the type of vectors and how we can add and subtract vectors, and what are the types of vector on the basis of the classification as well as the orientation and effect. Okay, so today we'll discuss multiplication of vectors. Myself, Dr. Pradeep Sharma from University of Engineering and Management, and today we will be multiplying the vectors. You can understand that if a vector is available, then we can multiply that vector with a number, and further we can multiply the vector with a quantity with a direction, because physical quantities has two type of nature, like one is a constant, a scalar, or a vector quantity. So a vector quantity can be multiplied by a scalar quantity as well as a vector quantity. So if we multiply a vector by a scalar, we get a new vector, because there is no change about the direction and about the nature of that particular physical quantity. But because of the multiplication, then definitely that length will be there. So its magnitude is the product of the magnitude of A and the absolute value. So its magnitude increases, but the direction remains unchanged, because the vector is itself is not changing. Okay, so its direction is the direction of the same vector if s is positive, but if the constant value is negative, then the direction will be opposite. Okay, so on the basis of the value of the constant with which we are multiplying the vector, the direction of the resultant vector will be governed. Now multiplying vector by a scalar, if we can, it's positive, so you can have that if it is twice, then its magnitude, its length becomes twice, and if it's negative, then its magnitude increases as well as its direction changes. But there are two ways when we multiply a vector quantity with a vector quantity. So first way produces a scalar quantity, means the resultant of the multiplication of a vector to a vector quantity will be a scalar quantity. So that is known as a scalar product or dot product. And you know that the second way in which we produce the result as a vector product, and that is known as a cross product, where we multiply a vector with a vector. So there are two results in which we are getting, in one of the result we are getting the scalar product, the scalar result, and in another we are getting the vector product having the direction and the magnitude as well. So the first one is known as the dot product and another is known as the cross product. If you know that if the two vectors are available with some angle theta in between them, and if you multiply so that a scalar product is to be taken care of, so A dot B is equal to AB cos of the angle in between them. So AB cos theta. So A dot B is equal to AB cos theta, and this AB cos theta will be a scalar quantity, and the multiplication of the scalar product is referred to as dot product. Okay. There are some examples of a scalar product, like force F dot the displacement, F dot displacement, so Fs cos theta, and work done for displacement is this, and the power. Okay, so F dot V, so Fv cos theta. So that way we have these few examples, but there are many examples in which you can get the result as the scalar product. A dot product can be regarded as the product of two quantities, the magnitude of one of the vectors and the scalar component, the value with which you are multiplying that vector. And if we see the A dot B is equal to A and that B cos theta. So B cos theta is basically, you can understand, this the component. Okay, so it's the component of B vector into the direction of A. So if you can see here, if the B has a direction and A has another direction, so that the theta in between them. So B cos theta is the component of B in the direction of A. Right? So you can understand this. So A dot B is again can be represented as A cos theta multiplied by B. So that if you see here in the direction of B, the component of A is A cos theta. Okay, so you can say that the scalar product is basically the multiplication of one component of one vector with another vector. Okay, so properties of scalar vector, if we see, the scalar product is commutative. You can understand that A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So in the same way, we can write B dot A as BA cos theta. So A dot B is equal to B dot A. So there is no change in the you can say the placement of the vectors. The scalar product is distributive over addition. So A dot B plus C will be definitely, then first it will be multiplied by B and then to C. So A dot B plus A dot C, that can be the result. The third one is the scalar product of two perpendicular vectors is 0. Why? Because in two perpendicular vectors, the angle between them will be 90 and cos 90 will be 0. So A dot B is equal to 0. The scalar product of two parallel vectors is maximum positive. So you can understand that if the two parallel vectors are there, the angle between them will be 0 and cos 0 is 1 plus 1. So A dot B is equal to AB, the plus 1. Right, scalar product of two anti-parallel vector is maximum negative because cos 180 is the angle. The 180 degree is the angle between two anti-parallel vectors. So cos 180 is minus 1. So A dot B is equal to minus of AB. The scalar product of a vector with itself is equal to the square of its magnitude. So you can understand that A dot A is equal to A cos 0. So you can understand A dot A is equal to A square. So if the same vectors are multiplied by the same vector, then the resultant will be the square of that vector. A scalar product of two same unit vectors is 1 and two different unit vectors is 0. So you can understand that if we take into account the unit vectors, suppose we take I dot I, J dot J or K dot K. So you can understand the same vectors are multiplied by the same vector, then but the magnitude is 1 itself. So you can understand the angle between them is 0. So the resultant will be the multiplication of those two vectors having the magnitude 1. So the resultant will be 1. But I dot j is equal to j dot k is equal to k dot I. You can understand that I and j or j and k or k dot I having the angle in between them is 90 degree. So cos 90 is 0 and the magnitude of the vector is 1, so that the resultant will be 0. So you can say that same unit vector multiplication in a scalar product will give you can say 1, and different unit vectors will give you 0. So these are the components using scalar, means this is scalar products using components. So A dot B is equal to AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. If we are having two vectors, like A vector is equal to AXI plus AYJ plus AZK, and B vector is equal to BXI plus BYJ plus BZK. So the multiplication will be the resultant of the two vectors A dot B will be equal to the multiplication of all the you can say the components in that direction, suppose AX and BX in the same direction, plus AY BY again in the same direction, AZ BZ. Okay, and the addition of those. So AX BX plus AY BY plus AZ BZ. Now if we see the multiplication of a vector with a vector, so that the resultant is a vector quantity. So in that case, we can say that it is the representation of the cross product. So A cross B, and the resultant will be AB sine theta and a unit vector. So this unit vector will represent a direction of that resultant vector which is out of this multiplication. Okay, so this is the right hand rule. If we say, so if we take our right hand and then close the fingers like this. Okay, so if vector A, if you see this direction, so if the vector A is in certain direction and it is moving towards vector B, we close it like this. Okay, We close it like this. So the angle rotation is from vector A to vector B. Okay. So we will write it A cross B. So from A, the angle is towards B. So A cross B. Then we say that the direction of the resultant vector multiplication will be in the direction of our thumb. Okay, this. So upward. So how the direction can be just vector A cross B. So this is the plane. This is the plane. Okay, and the direction of the resultant after multiplication will be perpendicular to this plane. Okay, so we can say that in vector multiplication the direction of the resultant will be in that direction, which will be the perpendicular of the plane containing those two vectors. So you can understand that examples of vector product is like tau is equal to r cross f, r sine theta, and okay, and angular momentum r cross p. So r is position and linear momentum. So there are certain different meanings of vector product, like a cross b is equal to a and b sine theta, and A cross B is equal to area of parallelogram made by two vectors. Okay, so A cross B, the magnitude, you can say that the magnitude of A cross B will be the area of the parallelogram made by the two vectors. So you can understand over here, if we are having two vectors B and A, and if we give a vector, you can say a perpendicular such that B sine theta has this value from here. So the parallelogram it can be created. Okay, so how the area will be there? This perpendicular multiplied by the vector A. So A cross B sine theta. In the same way, we can put a perpendicular from A to B. So A sine theta multiplied by B. So if we see the properties of vector products, the vector product is anti-commutative. So you can understand because it involves the direction. Okay. So A cross B cannot be equal to B cross A, right? Because in that case, if we are saying that A cross B and the direction is A moving towards B and the direction is upward. But when we are saying that B cross A, so in that case, the direction will be from B cross A, like this, opposite. So in that case, it will be downwards. So B cross A, like that. B will be moving to, so it will be downwards. So A cross B can never be equal to B cross A. The vector product is distributive of addition, so it is a simple result because the cross product. So that cross product will be applicable once for B and then for C. So A cross B plus C is equal to A cross B plus A cross C. The magnitude of the vector product of two perpendicular vectors is maximum. Okay. So if there are two perpendicular vectors, then the magnitude will be maximum. Why? Because sine 90 is the maximum value plus 1. So A cross B is equal to AB sine 90, that will be AB. The vector product of two parallel vectors is a null vector because we cannot say its value is 0. Okay, because it's the result will be vector quantity, so we cannot say that the vector product of two parallel vectors is 0. We have to say that the magnitude will be 0. So if the magnitude will be 0, it will have the direction, it will contain the direction. So A cross B is equal to AB sine 0, and there is a direction unit vector. So A cross B is equal to null vector. In the same way, the vector product of two anti-parallel vectors again is a null vector because sine 180 is 0. The vector product of a vector with itself is a null vector. So A cross A, so the two vectors are having the same direction. So sine 0 is 0, right? So we can have A cross A as 0. Now vector product of two same unit vectors is a null vector. So we can say that if we are having the same unit vectors like I cross I, J cross J or J cross K, So because the direction is same, the sign 0 will apply to all, but that will contain the direction perpendicular to that plane. So we can say I cross I is equal to j cross j is equal to k cross k will be equal to 0, means null vector. The vector product of two different unit vectors is a third unit vector. So I cross j is equal to k. So you can understand that when we are multiplying I cross j, so I and j will be having like this type of structure. So if we are having I and j, right? So I and j are perpendicular to each other. So this will create a plane. So the direction of the resultant I cross j will be in the perpendicular direction. So what is that perpendicular direction? K. Okay. So in the same manner we can say j cross k is I and k cross I is j. So we can have in the result in opposite direction also j cross I, the minus k and k cross j is the same manner. So we have to memorize, or we have to practice more and more for this, and always we have to draw this diagram. If we fail to memorize, then I is moving towards j. If I is moving towards j, the resultant will be k. If j is moving towards k, the resultant will be I. If k is towards I, the resultant will be j, and these all are positive resultants. Okay, so I j k, if we are multiplying I cross j, result will be plus k. The if we can say j cross k, the result will be plus I, and again if k cross I, the result will be plus j. Okay, so you are seeing that the plus sign is there. But if the opposite is there, in the same manner, I, j, k you are writing, but you are multiplying j cross I in the opposite direction. So resultant will be minus k, right? And again, if you are multiplying k cross j, resultant will be minus I in the same manner. Okay. So I think with this information, it is very much easy. So if a vector product using components, we are saying like two vectors axi plus ayj plus azk, and b is equal to bxi plus byj and bzk. So resultant will be this one. And already you know that there is a small matrix for the result a cross b having this value ijk ax ay az, the second row, bx by bz, the third row, and the matrix. So this way we can say that we can understand the multiplication in a scalar value with a scalar value, and the multiplication of a vector with a vector value, and how we will have ax, ay, az, bx, by, z. And there can be three vectors also, there can be four vectors also, and then the matrix value increases. Okay, so we will that can see as per the problem states, right? Over here only the two vectors are there. There can be three vectors, there can be four vectors, and you can say the complexity of the multiplication increases. Okay, so up to this point, thank you. We'll see further in the next class. Thank you.